The first step is to fill one of the beverage tanks with cold brew coffee. The tanks are clean and ready to fill. On top of the tank is a safety ring. Pull the ring to release any pressure that may be inside. Next, lift up on the handle to unlatch the lid. You may have to push firmly on the lid to pop it loose. Turn the lid, remove, and set aside. Fill the tank with cold brew coffee. If you're using a cold brew coffee concentrate, dilute it to the correct ratio with purified water. Commercially available concentrates are generally filtered properly. If you're brewing your own, keep in mind that there are particulates that can cause problems with your JoeTap if they're too large. The maximum size of particulates is 5 microns. If you are unsure about this, visit our website to learn more. Plug the JoeTap into an electrical outlet. You should hear the JoeTap refrigeration unit humming quietly as it begins to chill the inside of the unit. Attach the gas regulator to the nitrogen tank by threading the nut onto the nitrogen tank until it is hand-tight. Tighten the nut by using a wrench or channel locks. The valve located at the base of the regulator should be in the off position. Find the braided hose that is coming from the base of the JoeTap and connect it to the hose of the regulator until it snaps together. Lift the lid of the JoeTap. Look inside. At the bottom of the chamber, there should be a gas fitting that is connected. If it is not connected, do that now. Place the full beverage tank carefully inside, setting at the bottom of the unit. You will find 2 other large hoses with metal fittings that connect to the tank. One of these hoses is blue. This is the gas line. The coupler has a sleeve that pulls up to allow for easy fitting. Find the tank connection for the gas. If it is not indicated on the tank, the hex nut on the gas fitting is the one with a notch in it. You won't need to worry about making a wrong connection. Only the gas coupler will fit into the gas fitting, and the same goes for the product coupler and its matching fitting. Now that all of the connections are made, place the lid back on the JoeTap unit. Be sure the regulator valve is in the off position. At the top of the tank is a knob. Turn it counterclockwise until it stops. Using the flathead screwdriver, turn the screw on the front of the regulator clockwise until the top meter reads 20 psi. You may need to increase it later, but for now this is a good place to start. More pressure may be needed to add more head and a better cascading effect. 50 psi should be the most you will need. Just be sure never to raise the psi over 70. This could damage the JoeTap. Turn off the red infuser gas valve. As on all valves, the off position is when the valve is turned away at 90 degrees from the line. The valve opposite the infuser valve is the pump valve. This should remain in the on position. Return to the gas regulator. Turn the valve at the base of the regulator to the on position. This will feed gas to the system. Open the lid of the JoeTap and pull the safety ring and hold for 2 or 3 seconds. This will purge the oxygen in the tank, replacing it with pure nitrogen. Listen for the sound of gas leaks. This will sound like hissing. If connections or fittings are not made properly, you will need to turn the gas off using the regulator valve. Check all fittings to ensure they're good, and repeat the process by turning the regulator valve on again. If you are still having issues, you may need to contact JoeTap customer service or your dealer. Place a drip tray on the top surface of the JoeTap, beneath the slow nitro faucet. Using a 16-ounce glass, fill the glass with nitro cold brew. This will fill the JoeTap system with nitrogenated cold brew coffee. Set the glass aside and remove the lid. Find the infuser gas valve and turn it back to the on position. Replace the lid. Using another glass, fill again from the nitro tap. It will most likely sputter for a few seconds, but will soon yield a steady stream of nitro cold brew coffee. You may want to empty this glass and start a new glass to see how well the cold brew coffee cascades. The color should be a light tan or caramel at first. As the cascade settles, you should have a ½ inch or more of head. To increase the amount of head, you will need more nitrogenation. To add more nitrogen, use the screwdriver and turn the regulator clockwise a ½ a turn at a time. This should increase your PSI by 5 increments. Make 5 PSI adjustments to find the best pressure for your coffee. Once you've found that setting, you shouldn't have to change this again as long as you're using the same cold brew coffee and the same dilution ratio. Cold brew coffee has a characteristic called viscosity. This property is measured as Brix. The Brix number we recommend is between 1.5 and 3. If your number is too low or too high, you will need to make adjustments in PSI up or down, causing you to use more nitrogen than you need or not enough to nitrogenate your coffee. You may run out of cold brew coffee without a new tank to replace it. If this happens, you won't want to have the pump running without a full tank. To stop the pump from running, lift the lid and find the pump valve located opposite the infuser gas valve. Turn it to the off position. This will help you conserve gas until you have another full tank of cold brew to replace the empty tank.